Hello and welcome to The Slice. My name is Michael, and today I have a very special guest. His name is Mark, and he is the owner and creator of Funky Vibes. Hiya, Mark. How are you?
How you doing, mate? I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
I'm living the dream. Just before we came on the call, I just said it was a very busy morning, so it's nice to just put the phone on airplane mode and have a nice conversation for the next 10 minutes. The kind of aim of the show is to speak for 10 minutes, unscripted, about who you are, what you do. So there is a 10-minute timer. Are you happy for me to start that 10-minute timer?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I love the confidence. And as soon as the 10 minutes is up, that is it. End of conversation. All right. So are you ready?
Oh, I feel under pressure now.
Well, don't. It's okay.
I don't.
You'll
I don't think I've
survive.
ever. I don't think I've ever fitted anything into 10 minutes before, but I'll do my best.
Well, this is the challenge. So are you ready for the challenge?
Yeah, go on, man.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So your timer started. So first of all, Mark, for those that don't know who you are and what you do?
My name's Mark. My business is Funky Vibes Marketing. So we're a general marketing agency. Do all the usual gumph that you'd expect. So all the graphic designs, websites, social media stuff. We've got a couple of sister companies that do drone shots, footage, film that ties in with the kind of stuff that you do, really. And then I've got a podcast station as well. So you can do, as you can see here, I have a face for radio, as they say. So that allows me to exist in public, but without upsetting anyone with my face.
Well, I think you're being a bit too harsh on yourself there. I really do. However, so tell me a little bit how you created Funky Vibes. Where did it all come from?
I was a lawyer for 15 years and decided that I was probably likely to die of a stroke / heart attack / nervous breakdown before the age of 40. And so having run my own firm for the best part of a decade, I decided enough was enough and I'd go and do something way more fun. And it doesn't get much more fun than doing this kind of stuff, just being creative. When you're a lawyer, people only come to you when the proverbial has hit the fan. They don't really want to be there. They know it's going to cost them money being there. And so there is that general air of, I don't want to be here. Whereas it's different with the kind of stuff that me and you do, because people want to be there. They're usually quite excited to see what it is that you're going to produce. And then, fingers crossed, provided you've done the job right, they're made up and so excited to go and share with the world all the stuff that you have done. And so it's kind of a more satisfying way to live your life, to be perfectly frank.
And what's it like being, going from a very corporate world to a very creative world? And just to let you know, that is a Jack Russell, the postman, has just arrived. So we will persevere and we'll carry on. So how has that been, going from such a very heavy world to a very easygoing world?
Do you know what? It's relatively easy. I mean, this side of the universe is way easier than the other side of the universe, and a lot of what you learn from the legal aspects you carry over is quite useful. So, time management, projects, sticking to deadlines, being quite focused on figures and time recording and those kind of things to make sure that you're doing the job efficiently and turning over a profit. All those things kind of apply, and because that's been a bigger focus when you're in the legal world, it applies quite nicely on this side. However, this side it's a lot more relaxed. Although anyone who knew me before I stopped being a lawyer, I would have known I kind of fell into that bracket of personality to begin with. So we weren't a traditional stuffy firm to begin with. All our branding was superheroes and comic books and all that kind of stuff. We wanted to be a bit more relaxed. So I guess I've always wanted to be that way. I was a frustrated creative.
Yeah, and I think it is hard, isn't it? Especially because a lot of people think that what we do is very easy. And, to a degree, I wouldn't say it was strenuous, but it's very taxing on the mind because you've got to constantly be thinking of new ways and innovation. And do you think creatives get the credit they deserve sometimes?
It depends on what the definition of easy is. Is it easy for me to get up and do some work? As in, do I feel a mental block, or is it that gnawing feeling in the pit of my stomach that I really can't be bothered doing it today because it's just a frustrating task that you've got to endure? No, because being creative is fun. I mean, it does have its hard parts, and there are the odd job where it is a bit more of a struggle, but largely it doesn't feel like work. What you do, you love so
Yeah.
much. You're quite happy doing it any time of the day. It doesn't feel like you're going to work. It just feels like you're messing around. And actually, for the first 6 months of going into this arena, I couldn't get rid of it. I couldn't shake off this feeling of guilt that I was
Yeah.
skiving. Um, whereas so it's in terms of, is the job itself easy? No, it's not. I mean, the skill sets that people have to do the stuff that they do, it is often undervalued, and that's quite often when people
Yeah.
start trying to knock down on prices and the like. That's when you know that they don't fully comprehend the
What
skill
goes
sets
into
of the people and what they do,
it.
the training that they've had, the skill sets that they're able to exhibit when they're doing the work, and of course the mental toll is quite big. And I don't want to overblow that, because
Mm.
it's not saving lives type mental challenge, but to have to be constantly creative, to have people coming to you expecting the world's greatest, whatever it might be, and to have to come up with something that's different from the project you've just finished 5 minutes ago, and to come up with a new idea and a new style so that you're not just cribbing off the previous one,
Yeah.
is no mean feat, to say the least.
So, do you embrace video? Is video something that you personally embrace for your business, especially during the current climate that we're all living in, where we're all working from home? We don't get the chance to go out to see people as much as we used to. Do you personally use video for your own marketing purposes?
Visuals generally are an essential. If you want to promote your business or you as a person, visuals are essential. And video is a type of visual. And I mean, you could read a million websites and they'll give you different statistics as to what sort of reactions you'll get to video, what kind of engagement. But the long and short of it is, however you want to dress those stats up, it shows that video is a massive uh, benefit to getting engagement, attracting people's attention, and exhibiting your business in a really
Mm.
stylish way. And what people make the mistake of assuming is that when you have a video, that's it, and you're stuck with it, and all you can do is just reuse that video. But the reality is that quite often, certainly when people deal with the likes of yourself, they'll get the raw cuts, and so you can swap them around, you can add them to different graphics, so you can basically mash them up again and create a new video, or you can drop them in as each individual clip in as an individual post, or you can use those shots. There's sort of a myriad of ways in which you can use that same stuff over and over and over
100%.
again. So not only do you make the most of your investment in getting it, but you've got such a good quality of material,
100%.
and it catches people's attentions. People are lazy, and when I say that, I mean I include myself at the top of that list. I haven't got the time and don't particularly have the energy to read loads of stuff at the end of the day. So watching a video is a lazy, easy way of me digesting what I need to digest.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I've always said to my clients when I filmed content, I always say, look, you've got content there, you've paid for it, it's been filmed, you might as well use little sections. Because even if you're posting something on Facebook, a 3 to 4 second clip of something that you filmed, it just really gets people to either engage more, and it's more pleasing to the eye. So I always say, you've got that footage there, use it, keep using it. There's so much stuff, but it's hard, isn't it? It is hard when um people that are maybe not so creative don't think the way that we think, because that to us is that's, I understand that, but to other people it's very hard to kind of get that into the head that what we can reuse it, we can repurpose it, you know.
Well, it's the cost as well. People often balk at what the cost might be, and what I try and get people to do is ask them how much would they make from a single job
Yeah.
were it to come from that say, video. So if you got a really nice promo video of your services and you put it on social media and say on Facebook, you gave it a cheeky boost and you paid a little bit of money in advertising, Facebook can cost peanuts for doing some really effective advertising. If you do that with that video and you get one job, would that cover the cost and more? Because if the answer is yes, it's a no-brainer. If you only need one job and you can stick it on all these platforms and have all these thousands of people see it almost instantly, it immediately becomes worthwhile. And the fact that you can keep reusing it, reboosting it, reposting it, and cutting it up, and again coming back to you or coming back to me and saying, look, is there another way I can use this? And we'll come up with a new idea, and then they go and use it again, and it might cost them a little bit more money, but they'll make that back from another job. And it's just that cyclical process.
Yeah, and that's it. But I think maybe, you know, the world do need creative people, and it's very interesting that, you know, some of the things that you've mentioned, I'm like, oh my god, I think the same. And I when you said about feeling guilty, I always used to feel guilty, because to me, something that maybe takes me half an hour probably would take someone. Oh, there you go. Well, as I was saying, something that would take me half an hour would probably take someone 2-3 hours, because of the just not knowing how to figure something out. And that comes from the creative process, because obviously you see the world differently, don't you?
You
Very
do.
Interesting. Very interesting. How did you find your slice?
Enjoyed it.
Did you?
We got loads in 10 minutes. In fact,
did.
we even ran out of time. We did run out of time, so technically I'm still claiming that I failed miserably. But
no, I think to be honest, I think had the dog and the postman not have kind of clashed halfway through the chat, I think we would have been on track. So I'm going to blame the dog on that one. But no, honestly, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. If anybody would like to watch any previous episodes, you can head over to youtube.com/Take the Cake Pro. If you'd like to see the latest videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.